Today I'm going to show you guys how to check and replace the air filter on an ST1300 Honda. It's not that difficult, don't be scared, you just got to remove some stuff. The filter is actually underneath the top tank. So let's look at the tools you got to have. Go ahead and get a new filter. It helps to have a long magnetic number 2 Phillips, a 8mm socket, a 10mm socket, a 10mm wrench, a 5mm apex. I've got a 1/4" ratchet, an extension, a small screwdriver. You're going to need the key, possibly a rag, and possibly a vacuum cleaner. So let me set this thing up and let's get to it. If you have the original handlebar set up without risers and all that, you're going to remove this cap, just the cap. If you have aftermarket equipment, you may be able to just install your prop rod in here. Most likely you'll have to remove this center with these 2 bolts here. The only reason I'm removing this is to give me a place to install the prop rod when I raise the tank. You'll see here in a minute. Remove the 2 bolts in the front of the tank. Now you have to remove the seat, insert your ignition key, turn it clockwise a 1/4 turn, lift this handle, push this tab down, remove your seat. Now you need to move your adjustable seat height bar to this position right here in the back. That's your maintenance position, just like that. And then take a 10mm and loosen, just loosen this bolt. There's a bolt and a nut. You need to slide that, this is the pivot bolt, slide the pivot bolt to the rear position. You can reach under your seat adjustment handle and just kind of help it along. Wiggle a little bit. That's it. That's as far back as it'll go. Now you can raise it up. Before you actually raise the tank up, reach back here, take the prop rod out of its storage location. Have it handy. You put the prop rod inside this hole right here, and then place it down inside the hole you took a screw out of. Before you remove any screws, take a small screwdriver and pry back on that connector right there. That's your AIT, your internal temperature. Just put that cable aside. Now remove all your screws. Now you need to remove all of the fasteners that are holding this air cleaner cover on. Nine screws. This is where a magnetic Phillips screwdriver comes in handy. When you get down to these front ones, it's almost like playing the operation game, pulling those out without dropping them into Never Never Land. Just pops straight on up and just roll it out of there. Now your filter is held down by the pressure of that cover, so it lifts straight up. When you're looking inside your air box, this area should be completely clean. The air comes into the filter and then out into the air box. So your snorkels, all this stuff should be completely clean, dust free, no bugs, no nothing. Any trash is going to be inside your air filter. Let's take a look. Here's what the bottom side of your airbox lid looks like. It has a little recessed area, or a little lip on it that should fit down inside this recessed area here. So be careful when you install it to make sure that happens. this would be a good time to take something, maybe a Q-tip, and clean that channel out so that everything works right when you go back together with it. This is the dirty part, so if you have any material in here, you want to wipe it out, maybe vacuum it out, make sure this is clean, and then put your filter back on. We're ready to go back together with it. It's all seated. Start putting your hardware back in and make sure that the top is actually seated into that groove. You'll know it. It will not look right at all. If that's the case, it doesn't look right, take it all off, because something has shifted about your filter. If your filter shifts left or right, it will not allow the air filter cover to be installed correctly. Don't forget to reconnect your AIT connector. Should hear a snap. Now let's lift up on the tank a little bit, remove the prop rod, set it aside, ease your tank down without hitting anything on your handlebars. You're going to center it up, slide it forward. Just like that. So now the pivot bolt should be in the forward position, the tank should be centered in the fairings, and your two bolt holes in the top should be lined up. Put that hardware back in. Put these two bolts back in and tighten your pivot bolt. Now you can replace your seat height adjustment bar back in its original position. The lower position, of course, is for the lowest seat height, the middle one for the middle seat height, and the highest one for the highest seat height. I like the low. Place your prop rod back in its storage location. And now reinstall your seat. Close that lever down, remove your key. Last thing left to do is install this aftermarket part. That's it. Don't forget to mark it in your manual that you did an air filter change, and you should be good to go for a while. Alright. Thanks for watching.